All right, everybody, welcome to the Confession Post podcast. I'm Morgan Rector.
I'm Von Dark.
Okay, so how would you like to kick it off this week? You do the first confession.
Okay, one sec. I was not ready.
Oh.
Wait. Oh my God, where was my phone at? Okay. Was this it? Okay. I'll start off soft.
Okay.
Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Scientific answer is, yeah, I don't know. In science, the egg came first, as the creature in and of itself had not evolved into a chicken yet. If you believe in the Genesis fairy tale, then the chicken came first. The chicken or the egg is like a really good, no one can really answer that.
Well, I mean, eggs didn't just show up of their own
volition. No, they didn't.
They didn't. Sure. It's part of the
oh, hey, I'm an egg. I'm here. What's up?
Yeah, right. I mean,
something had to lay it, right? Like,
is it the case that I think they say like birds all descend from dinosaurs, or is it just certain birds?
I think like all dinosaurs, certain birds and all dinosaurs, we'll say.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we all think that they're like reptilian, but we know that there was some that had feathers.
Yeah.
But that was certain periods of time. But we don't know for sure that some of these dinosaurs those Jurassic, Triassic, all those sort of things, you know what I mean? Before all that, we don't know for sure if they had feathers and stuff. Actually, I think I seen something on Facebook recently, and they found a really intact dinosaur, with the face on it and everything. It was mummified.
Oh wow. Yeah, they're basically gigantic lizards.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, and interesting back then, everything was bigger. A shark was like a semi truck, and dragonfly would have been had a meter long wingspan. So everything. Yeah, most things.
It would have been horrific to be just us right now in that time period.
Oh yeah, you would have been eaten so easily.
Well, I mean, you kind of have to become some sort of crazy fucking warrior, Conan the Barbarian type, you know?
Oh yeah, you'd have to have a sword. You'd have to slay them.
Yep, slay a lot, and then you can maybe ride one of them dragonflies places.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, interesting fact about whales is that they originated as a land mammal. And they weren't very big either, but at some point they decided to go into the ocean, and from there
they're fuck the land.
Yeah. The only thing is they don't seem to have completely adapted to the ocean yet. I mean, at the rate that they beach themselves, it seems like they're still
they're there's a bit of their DNA that's just I'm home. No, wait.
Actually, sharks do that too sometimes. Mm-hmm. Sharks will beach themselves, and some compassionate person will try to help them, hopefully not get bitten in the process. But yeah, I saw. Yeah, that happens in Australia a lot. These little sharks get beached, and a dingo might try to.
A dingo ate my shark.
Yeah. A dingo ate my baby.
Yeah. Oh my God. And it's funny. I think it was actually kind of a true story.
It was, I think. I think they actually proved it that dingo really did. But they suspected her for murdering her child. But yeah, it turned out it was a dingo, because they are dangerous animals. You can't just take a dingo into your home. They'll kill you.
Yeah.
Australia is a dangerous place, period. I mean, it's
Man,
just,
it's all like it's full of fucking okay. Like I am both fascinated by it and also like terrified of it. You know?
well, the outback is a dangerous place for sure. That's where the really, a lot of the animals that'll kill you, that's where you'll find them, I think, out there.
Yeah.
I guess if you go to Sydney or some place like that, it's okay.
Well,
Uh,
yeah, the more highly populated like towns and shit like that. Like if you're gonna go like you're gonna go like camping, then you better go with somebody that knows the area.
well, apparently, even in the outback, even the insects are problematic. Like fucking flies are in your face, and
Oh yeah.
like you're an Ethiopian orphan or something.
Yeah, and there's like stinging trees. Like literally like I believe like this is my firm belief, like everything in Australia is like supposed to try to kill you or
Oh yeah.
something.
Well, also a lot of species have been introduced because of the ones who colonized it. Like mice were never there before then, and there's like these plagues of mice, like millions of them. If they enter your home, like the floor looks like it's made of mice. That's
Oh
how
my God.
they through. Uh, some guy was like a rabbit hunter, and he introduced rabbits. He had like I don't know 17, and then like I think after like 50 years, there were like millions of them.
Of course.
Just knowing how
Like
rabbits.
what do you that's what happens with rabbits.
Yeah, yeah, you don't have to worry about that reproducing. That's for sure. They're not.
No. Like you don't even need 17 rabbits. Like that guy like kind of went a little fucking crazy there.
Yeah, yeah,
17, like you really just need like two pair.
yeah. That's it.
And like it won't be near as bad as soon. And
Oh man,
then I mean you gotta get to killing pretty quick.
you got a lot of mosquitoes where you live.
Oh man, the bugs came out not that long ago. I got bit up like so bad actually.
Why?
Yeah, like all my ankles, like there's like it's the worst places too. It's like all the like it sucks to like I hate it when I get anything like around my like ankles and my feet like bit. Like that shit is so itchy and like you try to go to sleep and you're like and you're like it's so far away like
Oh yeah, and I remember like being in Amherst, which has a marsh, so the mosquitoes there were really fucking bad.
yep. They came out hard this year, man. They were out.
Yeah, this is
It
the
was
worst time.
pretty good.
I guess this is like mating season or something. So
Oh,
males want to show off how much blood they can suck, I guess.
ugh. Yeah, I was like, okay, so we got this like the Atlantic tick spray. It's for ticks, but like it works on them fucking mosquitoes for a good like
Is that right? Yeah.
a good chunk of time. Like they don't come near you for a bit. I was like, oh my God, there's like nothing around me. This is amazing. Like they kamikaze your face. Like
Oh yeah,
they
yeah.
do everything. Like they're like kamikazing you in the face and the eyeballs, and they're biting you, and like it's just like holy shit.
Yeah, and there's this
It's
whole thing
too
with
much.
camping. A lot sometimes couples when they go camp, well, they probably always have sex, but if you're going to spray that repellent all over you, it's not the sexiest aroma. I'm
No,
saying it just
it's
smells like
not.
Raid. The smell of Raid doesn't.
Mine smells like citronella, like hard citronella. It's like
Well, that's better than smelling like Raid.
it still smells like bug spray
Oh,
though.
it does.
It's
Yeah.
like, mmm.
Maybe if someone
It's
could come up with one where it's like they take a perfume or cologne and mix it with the bug spray and make it smell good. That
well, that would be like the Johnsons and Johnsons bullshit that doesn't
yeah.
work probably.
Maybe it's the smell that the mosquitoes hate because I know that one way to get dogs to stop biting, to stop barking, is to put on these anti-bark collars where it emits like a citrus scent.
Oh yeah,
I hate that.
that's better than the shocking ones.
Well, yeah, to get electric shocks. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna go there. I was like, oh, that's way better. Like,
No, that's some puppy mill shit.
yeah.
God.
Yep, pretty much.
Okay, so I guess I'll do mine now. My first one. Um, yeah, here's a good tipping point to start with. So the title is "This is How I Know I'm Insane." I'm afraid my boyfriend got me pregnant. I have punched myself in the abdomen several times, jabbed the handle of my dagger into my abdomen, and have actually inserted a pen into my vagina and up my cervix to make sure. I'm on my period, but it doesn't seem as heavy as it should be. Oddly, it's very chunky. I'm taking this secret to my grave. Could she even do all that and
I don't know.
jabbing a dagger into her abdomen? Well, maybe she just kind of nicked it.
Like she said, the handle.
Jabbed the handle of my dagger into my abdomen. I guess she was just maybe banging against it then.
Yeah.
The reason I chose this one is because, even though it's not relevant to us particularly, but in the States, they overturned Roe versus Wade.
Oh.
Somebody made the very good point. They said it's not going to prevent abortion. It's just going to prevent safe abortion.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
this is true.
Back to the coat hangers and all that kind of shit, you know.
Yep. they're pretty much sending us into what is it? Like a depression again.
Well, yeah, it's like going retrograde to 100 years ago all over again.
Yeah, and I mean, what's the real point of this?
And they don't seem to have taken into consideration that a lot of women who want to get abortions, sometimes it's because maybe they were 13 years old and they got raped by their own father and they don't want to have his baby, you know. They don't even consider there could possibly be a good reason to get the procedure. Imagine the shame that kid has to live with if he finds out the truth of his paternity.
Yeah. There's lots. It's it's not good. Yeah. There's all kinds of stuff. I mean,
or rape, period. You know.
Yeah.
Why should you have your rapist's baby? You know.
Yeah, and I mean, abuser.
Yeah.
You know.
And then ectopic pregnancies, which put the mother's life at risk, but I guess that doesn't matter anymore either. So,
yeah.
And one effect actually Roe versus Wade had was that the crime rate went down in the United States because there were less babies being born out of wedlock, and father absence is a major problem that leads to a lot of criminality. And so now, I guess 20 years from now, or 15 to 20 years from now, we're going to start hearing about how the crime rate has gone back up. So.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I shouldn't say we, but Canadian women are lucky enough that nothing like this has happened here. It's still legal. It's not enshrined as a right.
It's still really shitty. That's all across America, right?
Oh yeah. It was Supreme Court. Yeah, they overturned it.
So wait, what is the exact law?
So Roe versus Wade. I admittedly I haven't read it, but it basically made abortion legal. But in the last few years, particularly I think while Donald Trump was president, he made sure that conservatives were elected to the Supreme Court, and they were known for their anti-abortion stances, and so they dominate. And that was I think that was really the biggest thing that they wanted to achieve, was to overturn Roe versus Wade. So they did. It's really a conservative country. I don't think that this is exceptional or unusual there. Conservatives really, I think they dominate the United States.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, it's no matter what you hear about woke people, social justice warriors, they don't have the real power there. I mean, maybe in the media in terms of canceling people, but at the legislative level, they really don't have that much power.
Yeah. And I mean, canceling people is kind of like low form. It's like not even the people that like, it's, well, yeah, it's like social justice warriors, but not like the ones that actually give a shit about like,
Yeah.
The things that matter.
Well, all that's accomplished is that they've made liberals look really bad. Like most liberals are actually very reasonable people. They're not out to, destroy someone's life because maybe they said something kind of off color or that was a little offensive years ago. So, yeah, they're not making things better for liberals at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure. So, I guess, this girl is talking about sabotaging the fetus herself. There's going to be a lot more of that.
Yeah.
Or there's going to be more and more babies like left in dumpsters, left in front of like fire stations and police stations. There used to be a procedure, which I imagine must be pretty dangerous. It's called a mustard bath, where basically it's kind of like I don't know if it's accurate to say it's an explosion, but it does involve basically, killing the fetus instantaneously. And with this kind of, I think the mustard substance is similar to what they've used to make mustard gas. So they can do that, and that's really dangerous to the mother, of course. So
yeah, no shit.
I mean, so many. I don't know. They're just a lot of girls are gonna die, I think. So it's really sad.
Well, yeah, like they're gonna like do something wrong and end up bleeding out.
Oh, did I mention before my uncle, who was a provincial court judge in Nova Scotia, presided over one of Dr. Morgenthaler's hearings?
Who's Morgan Tyler?
Oh, he was like a big. He was an abortionist. He was notorious in the 80s because he was opening up these clinics, and really fundamentalist Christian types were always protesting against them and issuing bomb threats, and like he couldn't get through the door without like a crowd trying to push him out, and there was a lot of drama. Like the reason that my uncle presided over his hearings because a lot of people opposed him opening up this clinic in Nova Scotia. He had one here. He opened up quite a few of them around the country. So there was a lot of opposition to it. And
yeah.
Whenever someone like called the clinic, it was a whole procedure just to be able to make an appointment, because all the time he was getting death threats. The only thing is, though, I applaud what he did, but at the same time, I watched a documentary about him, and they said that he performed 60,000 abortions. That kind of stopped me in my tracks a little bit. I was like, wow, that's a
whoa. That's a lot.
Yeah, well, that's his cross to bear. If there's any consequences to it, I mean, I respect him for doing it, and nevertheless, it was interesting. He was a concentration camp survivor as well. He was in Auschwitz.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah. All right. So what is your next confession?
Okay, mine is big boobs are not fun. In this culture, big boobs are a thing. As a woman with big boobs, let me say it is not a thing we want. I have been saving for 3 years for breast reduction surgery. It's not only the social thing, it's the uncomfortable weight on your chest, like carrying around 2 milk jugs, pardon the pun. So, yeah.
Are there no bras that women like that can wear that
They cost like $300.
For real?
They're really expensive.
Like if they have double D's or something like that. So, but do they support them in such a way that they get rid of that discomfort?
I don't know, like.
I figured you had to know somebody.
I mean, I do know people, but like, they don't like. They say that they just like make them look nice.
Oh yeah. Actually,
It's like you have to get like a custom made to get nice ones, or else you're
uh,
wearing like granny bras.
oh yeah, yeah. Your bra.
Something like that.
Yeah, like it just occurred to me too that I mean, ultimately men are always going to stare at them. The male gaze is unavoidable. Probably a goddamn priest would be staring at them. And what a
Hmm.
drag that would be if like a lesbian had huge jugs and to have men looking at them all the time. That must be a real pain in the ass.
Well, yeah, I guess like I mean depends on the lesbian, because I mean like some of them will wear a chest binder
Yeah, I
and
guess.
like yeah, and they'll flatten them out a bit, you know.
But maybe her girlfriend doesn't want her to get a breast reduction, so
Yeah.
sure they must be into tits, they're into
I
women.
mean,
So I,
like, comes with the territory, right? Like, I
yeah,
mean, I'm like bi or pan or whatever, so like, I would assume so, like, but I like any kind of booby, you know? Straight up, it's a booby's a booby. Like,
yeah, I can dig it. There's tit diversity, breast diversity.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I like it when they're around my size because then I don't feel emasculated.
more relatable.
I'm like, cause I got like A's, B's, something like that. Like they're not very big, but
Huh?
they're there.
I should note too, the only people who object to breast implants are women. Men really don't care.
I've been tossing it around all my life, man. I was like totally on board, and like now I'm just like meh. Like could care less about that. I'd rather make my face look younger than my tits. My tits already look young.
Well, you don't look
The
old.
rest of my body is fine. It's just like the
Well, you're pretty
focus on my face.
well, you're pretty well preserved, which I suspect maybe it's because you haven't had kids. Kids will definitely take care
Yeah,
of it
I
out.
think it's that. I feel like I mean like I want one, but it's like I don't know how bad it's like gonna go downhill after that.
Oh, it changes. I know someone, I won't name them, but they've had a couple, and she told me, everything internally, externally, it takes a lot out of you. And maybe being married also has a way of aging people too.
Yeah, I think so.
Just the stress that can come along with being married.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean like a lot of dudes like get pretty gray.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right, my next confession. This is kind of a dark one. It's not sexual or juicy in any way, but so it's titled "My Little Brother." When I was 9 years old, my brother and I were playing in a field behind our apartments. There were some trees in the field that we often climbed. We had an argument, and while we were up in one of the trees, I pushed him out and he fell to his death. I told everyone that he had fallen out of the tree on his own. Everyone believed me and never knew what had really happened. It had never bothered me until my son had turned 7. My brother was 7 when I killed him. I have started drinking to deal with the nightmares that I have been having for the past 5 years. I am not sure how to cope with all this and could never tell anyone. Well, kids can be evil, and they can have really terrible impulses. Um, I don't think it, from the sounds of it, it doesn't seem like it was his intention to kill me, and he even said that.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I mean, when kids bully other kids, I mean, they can be really mean-spirited. And then there's the whole sibling rivalry thing.
Oh yeah.
Did you have siblings?
I had a step sister and a step brother, but
Oh,
my step brother didn't like really grow up with me.
oh yeah. Was
And my stepsister kind of did, but like she left when I was young.
oh yeah. So there was too much of an age gap for you to be kind of competitive with her or anything.
Well, no, she like yeah, she was like 10 years older than me, so it didn't really
Okay.
matter. Like
Yeah, they say there should be like at least 4 years between siblings because then they're not in competition so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a 10-year-old and a 14-year-old kind of have different lives, I suppose.
Yeah. Totally.
One's still a child. Well,
And the other one's like trying to like have a social life, like
exactly. Yeah.
yeah, I know that like that makes sense, but like holy crap, like so Buddy like just like pushed his brother out of the tree and accidentally killed him.
Yeah, yeah. It's just, I guess he just didn't know his own strength, or it's like, because I know that when siblings are angry at each other, they really feel hatred. I mean, that can get that those dynamics can get pretty intense, and there are people who are not friendly with their siblings at all in adulthood either. Especially when a parent dies, I've noticed that's a experience that can tear families apart.
Oh, totally.
But I don't think this guy is evil. I don't think he meant to do it. Um, I don't know. Well, I guess I mean it'd be a good idea for him to go to counseling. I mean, I'm pretty sure that the statute of limitations would make it so that he wouldn't be charged, but I don't know that for sure. But to tell someone you killed someone when you were 7 years old, I don't know if they would act on that or not. But I think maybe it's just happened too long ago and there's no real evidence. But it'd probably help him to get counseling. And these days, you can kind of do it anonymously online. You can
Oh yeah.
link up with these services and just do it through chat. So maybe I'd recommend doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Cause I mean like it's gonna like eat away.
Oh,
I'd
totally.
say like it'll be like it's not gonna be something good to sit with for a while.
Yeah, and he has his son around who's 7 years old, and he's gonna be thinking about how his brother didn't get to grow older while his son does. And so, yeah, well, hope he doesn't, you know, develop too much of a drinking problem.
Yeah.
Though he's been for the past 5 years, so maybe that ship has sailed. Um, uh,
Possibly.
yeah, probably. All right, what's your next confession?
All right, so mine is humiliating. I was 17 when I stripped my cousin naked in front of my girlfriends. He was so embarrassed about getting a hard on, is what I think it says. This all start out. He never said anything. Oh, damn it. There we go. He never said anything to his parents. It was pretty big for a 13-year-old boy. Now, he's scared to be alone with us, but sooner or later it will happen because there are other girls waiting to see him naked.
This is a current thing.
I guess. Like,
Wow. Well, I mean, I don't know. I would have to categorize that as sexual abuse. If
yeah,
consent didn't factor into it, so
I know, right? Like,
I don't know. Is it molestation? Is it rape? I'm not sure, but
it's harassment, at
oh, yeah,
least.
for sure.
Yeah,
It's gonna be traumatized.
I'd at least start off there.
Well, there are incidents of women committing sexual abuse that does happen.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I'm not saying it doesn't, man.
when you went to
Like,
when you went to jail that time, were you ever aware of that going on?
no, no, I wasn't in any like jail. Well, I was in a jail cell with somebody, but she was not like in that frame of mind.
Oh, yeah.
um,
Oh, you
but
were
I
probably
was,
just in like a municipal jail, right? Just like a
yeah, I wasn't like in jail,
like prison.
like.
Big Bertha.
um, yeah, right. I was gonna say, fuck, I had something. Crap. There was something like really relevant that I was gonna like totally say. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, humiliating and like harassment. Uh, no, it'll probably come to me in a bit. I lost it. But anyways, this person that's like stripping their cousin naked and stuff, like, and she's got like basically a lineup of other girls. Oh, Chippendales. Okay, so like this is one of those occasions where I'm like embarrassed that like women act this way, but like when women are around male strippers, they're like they will tear their clothes off and act like fucking crazy, right? Like they're like rapey,
Yeah.
and it's really bad. That's not okay.
Well, yeah, like I have a friend who's a drag queen, and a lot of women check out those shows, and so sometimes, occasionally throughout the show, like he makes some physical contact with people, like not necessarily sexual, but that's part of it. But some women have gotten carried away. Maybe they were drunk or something, and actually like grabbed his groin or something like that,
Oh
and
God.
just got a little too carried away. And they feel like because they're women that it's okay or that they can get away with it, but it isn't really. I mean,
No.
it's molestation and sexual
Yeah, it's
harassment.
not.
Oh, no.
It's not okay.
I mean,
Like,
there are a lot of guys in the like BDSM world who want to be the sub, who want to be humiliated and abused. Maybe they could check out. There must be guys who do like cam shows like that. That's got to be a thing on like the
OnlyFans
OnlyFans. Yeah.
and FetLife probably.
Yeah, FetLife. Does FetLife have like live streaming and stuff?
I don't know. I haven't been on there in a while.
I created a
It's
profile and then just never bothered with it again.
yeah, I was on there in I think Edmonton a lot more than I was like here.
There's a scene out there,
Oh yeah,
like
there is.
guy I used to be friends with. He went to what they call Munch, where it's like you get together with a bunch of people who are into that, and you just not to actually participate in it, but to just kind of have a coffee or something and talk about it and maybe make connections. And but he said like most of them were like older, unattractive people who just got out of a marriage and he just
Yep.
wasn't attracted to them.
Yeah.
That's a very popular post-divorce thing to like explore all the sexual shit that your spouse wouldn't engage in.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely a thing.
Oh yeah, I think that's kind of a midlife crisis in and of itself, the sexual midlife crisis. If you were into that kind of thing, but you always had to have like vanilla sex, it seems to affect both men and women.
Oh yeah. And like you don't get to like have like a freeing, liberating like sexual experience ever. And then like now that you're like in charge of your own shit, you're like, whoa, like
Well, I mean, yeah, if bondage is your thing, what I've noticed, no one seems to kind of have like a take it or leave it attitude about it. Everyone, they seem to be really extreme. No one seems to be casual. It's just if they want to do that, then that's like hugely important to them. I've noticed.
yeah, yeah, bondage, rope, like there's lots of stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't mind it myself.
Well, I mean, yeah, you could do it in OnlyFans where you could just verbally abuse men or something and act like you're put dominating them, and I'm sure you'd make money.
Yeah, maybe. That
Do
may
you
be
have,
a good idea.
do you have some of the apparel like PVC outfits and stuff?
I have a few things, but I don't know if I have anything like really on me right now.
Yeah.
It'd be in storage.
Oh, you mean you didn't bring it to your parents' place?
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Don't want them to find your riding crop.
Well, I don't have any.
Oh, you
Well,
don't
yeah, I
have
don't have anything that like.
you don't have a whip with spikes on
I
it.
have. I've had things, and they've come and gone. Either through moving or like other partners that gave them to me that I just didn't want remember.
Yeah, I can see that. Like, if they bought a whip, then that becomes that's so personalized with them that
It is kind of, yeah.
it's got their DNA on it, and it's not really transferable, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if it's leather, like if it's like got, soft leather and the like other part,
Yeah,
Um,
that stuff's expensive too, right? Real leather.
it can be, yeah.
Like I guess vegan BDSM enthusiasts must use vinyl, but most of them seem.
Yeah, it'd be easier to like clean all that shit too, like
Oh
way
yeah, yeah.
easier.
Yeah, I think the pros, yeah, they have to like put in antiseptic or something, unless that ruins it.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
How do
I
you?
didn't really think about that stuff because like I don't even like the people that I've done that with like is I guess it seemed like a one time use except for one idiot. He's like fucking I had to learn him on like cross contaminants because like he had a paddle that had little spiky things in it and like motherfucker, I'm bleeding like so like you're like literally like there's blood on this fucking paddle like
Oh yeah, that's no good.
yeah.
I mean, it could get infected if it's not uh, washed or anything.
Yep. Yeah, it is not a really like I was like I feel unsafe now.
Or was he kind of getting carried away too?
Oh yeah, no, he sucked.
Yeah.
He is one of those people that just like like he buys a few of these things and he thinks he's fucking a dom now. Like,
Is there a thing that happens where, because I know about the whole safe word concept, are there people who will
doesn't matter, like, to some. But I mean, yes, like the safe word is a thing.
and there are people like, do they ignore it the first couple of times, like just to?
Oh yeah, I've heard that. Like I've been through that and anyway, yeah.
No, that
Yep.
ain't cool.
Nope.
That's where consent flies out the window, and it's getting rapey.
Yeah, and it's like, yo, I said.
Yeah. Well, speaking of rapey, my next one it's entitled "Husband Showed Me Off Naked." So I was just cleaning out and shredding some old bills and came across a CD-ROM in the bottom of the desk drawer. When I put it into the computer, I found it had dozens of images, pictures of me in the nude with which my husband of 12 years had secretly taken of me, pictures of me in the shower, undressing, sleeping, and so on. I did not know what to think or feel, and then I found some images with printing on them from where he sent them to some websites, and then saved the images off the site again. I looked some of the sites up and now know from the view counters and comments that over 50,000 strangers have seen my pictures showing my face and all of my secrets. My head is spinning and I am confused as to what to do next. My emotions are all over the place right now. How do I confront this? Should I? Maybe she
uh,
press charges?
well, she's probably like she's probably owed some money.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
I'm thinking if 50,000 people saw it, then well, fuck, like she could sue him, I guess.
And also, who's fapping to pictures of women sleeping?
Uh, lots of people, I guess. Like
I don't know if that's a.
everybody has like a weird, like you can name anything as like a fetish, and it is kind of like weird, rapey, but like I don't know. I'm
Well,
sure like you could find yourself like a partner that would be like, yeah, no, you can do whatever when I'm sleeping. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
I mean, one thing I think it's hot is like waking up your partner sexually in the morning, but that's
Yeah, definitely.
that's definitely something you got to clear with them first.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well,
I
no,
mean, you don't have to clear it with them. I mean, like, usually people will be like, fuck off if they don't want it. I've never said fuck off, so like,
well,
oh, yes, please.
I know someone. She told me that her ex boyfriend, like he would have sex with her in her sleep, and she never knew. She never woke up. I don't know what that means, what that says about her, but yeah, he would tell her
Yeah,
in the morning.
right.
He would tell her in the morning that he did, and she said she just wasn't aware of it at all.
Wow.
Hmm. I don't know. Maybe there was like so much traffic down there that she went numb. Or
You never know.
like I don't, I don't,
Or,
I don't know if that happens to people or not. Like if you've had like so much sex for years and years that some of the nerve endings maybe kind of start to wear out.
yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's like that. I mean, if you're doing like traumatic like stuff, like taking like tons of dicks at a time, probably.
Yeah, I guess you'd have to be like doing gang bangs and shit.
Yeah, like all the holes filled completely up. Like,
Whenever I've seen gang bang porn, I always imagine what the girls' parents would think.
uh,
Time like thinking like what plans did they have for this girl's life? Did they envision her as
they
being
they were
a
hoping she'd become a doctor, but here
yeah,
she is taking 20 fucking seven dicks.
picturing a diploma at Harvard University in her hand, and instead she's got like a dick in each hand and in every hole, and it's on video, and people are gonna watch it forever.
But hopefully she gets royalties along with that
Yeah.
paycheck.
Well, there's one series that's called Blacked, so you can imagine what that's about. It's interracial porn. They always get the tiniest, spindliest, skinny little white girl they can find who's like
Yeah.
5 feet tall and like 50 pounds, and
Yeah.
just brutalize her. And so that's what led me to having these thoughts. Like one of the girls did like 7 guys at a time. So
Wow.
maybe she has daddy issues or something.
I hear a lot of them do, but I don't think all of them do.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe like
I'm
maybe
not
she,
even sure what daddy issues exactly means. Like
well, like maybe like she
not having one or like
had a shitty father and wanted to upset him, like wanted to get back at him. Maybe he's like racist. She's like, okay, I know what he'll hate. I'll get
oh
gang
Jesus.
7 black guys. Yeah,
Oh Jesus.
I mean, a career in porn would be devastating to them enough, but like
Oh
Sasha,
fuck yeah. Like
well, Sasha Grey said her parents got used to it eventually, but I don't think everyone would.
yeah, no. Like no.
Well, she was successful at it. She was a star, so
Yeah, I mean, like, there's some like people that like really made a fucking wicked fucking career out of that, you know?
yeah, that's
Janet Jameson, Jesse James, Belladonna,
didn't you know someone who has done porn? Or was that?
uh,
Oh no, I'm thinking of Michelle. Yeah, she told me. Yeah, the girl's she's not ashamed of it, and she said she's living her best life, and so she's happy.
yeah. I mean, as long as you're living your best life, man.
Well, they all like to. I guess a lot of people like to think they were molested as kids or something like that, but it doesn't seem like that's necessarily the case. Like most of the women seem to be pretty strong and have a healthy level of self-esteem.
Oh yeah.
They're not victims.
Not really for the most part.
Yeah. So as far as this woman goes, I don't know how you make money from porn anymore because like somebody might pay for it, but then they upload those images to like free sites. So it
Oh yeah, like there's like all kinds of fucking sites you can upload that to.
Oh yeah. So I don't know how much.
He probably like records her too.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
not fucking doubting that.
I know women who do like live streaming, they tend to make money, but
Ooh, that was my earring. I got headphones on
oh, is that right? Yeah, yeah.
it.
So yeah, yeah, she could press charges, but there's nothing she can do to get rid of it. It's out there forever.
Yeah, it's
So,
like kind of like sorry for your luck, but she's out there.
yeah, like women who appeared in porn in the 80s are kind of lucky because it's just gone. No one, people have forgotten about it. However long it's stuck around, the magazines went to the recycling plant or whatever. But today, it's just going to echo throughout your entire life.
Oh yeah, no, it'll just stay out in the fucking internet for as long as possible.
Yeah, and actually, amateur porn is really big now because if you're not going to make much money off it, why spend money going to a studio to take photos, right? Just do it.
Yeah.
I mean, people are taking cell phones have like really high quality cameras in them now. So
Yeah, the fucking you can I was gonna say it like those up the skirt people.
oh, the upskirt videos, yeah.
Yeah, man, like they're pretty I guess like prevalent too, like in some circles. I don't really do that myself or condone that, but um
I remember they used to be around quite a bit, and then I think they've disappeared because that's
yeah.
that's kind of in the same league as rape, I guess.
Oh
So,
yeah, totally.
yeah, they kind of.
Easily.
Have you ever checked out the comedian Hannibal Buress?
Yes.
So he does a joke about going to like porn sites like RedTube, and he's saying
Oh
like
yeah.
a comment section there, and people say like the most fucked up creepiest shit, like yeah, I want to shit all over her or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. I love Hannibal. He's funny.
Oh yeah,
Apparently he's the landlord, eh?
he's a landlord, really.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and he exposed Bill Cosby.
Did he?
Yeah, it was kind of an open secret what he had done, but Hannibal Buress he was the first person to actually talk about it publicly.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
crazy.
Oh, Bill Cosby fucked everything that moved, and I don't see why he thought he had to use drugs to knock women out to do it. If you're rich and famous, you can get lots of pussy, but I guess he didn't want them to remember it. So it probably would have been forgettable anyway. So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, see, often it's the guys who pretend to be so safe and pious and conservative who actually have the creepiest shit going on in the background.
Oh man, it's so true.
Like a lot of
Like,
like a professional dominatrixes, I'm sure they'll tell you like a lot of their clients are like straight-laced businessmen and they're not the kind of guys you'd expect.
yeah, yeah, like exactly. And like fucking, they like power dudes, you know? They want to feel like small though.
Oh yeah.
You need to feel that sometimes.
Well, I also heard about this like pedophile sex ring where this girl was a victim of it, and she said, yeah, they were all like businessmen and politicians. They weren't the creepy dude on the street in the bushes. They were all, high society people.
Yeah, which is fucked.
All right.
It's like that's all your that's all the thing like that's all the people that are like handling your shit.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's one
These
girl who said that she feels uncomfortable in the presence of a guy who kind of looks like George from Seinfeld, because there were a lot of guys like that. So
ugh, nasty.
we so we've come up short here.
We
Um,
have, but that's okay. We've come out. with full exploding loads.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, roping.
on on other occasions. So it's like every now and then you kind of have to have a little poot that's like that actually reminds me real quick. There's a meme out there and like it's talking about those like comments or whatever. And like this dude was complaining about the size of the load on this girl. And he's like, how dare you just poot out this little fucking squeak of fucking jizz on her? Like, she deserves more than that.
Oh my God, there's a series. There's a series called Freaks of Cock. This guy, he's literally hung like a horse. It must be like 13 or 14 inches. And when he comes on these girls, it's like someone poured a quart of milk all over their head.
Jesus Christ.
But I suspect it might be fake. I don't know.
Yeah.
It must have like a tube wired up or something. But
I feel like maybe. Like, that seems like a lot.
yeah.
Like, a crazy amount.
He's not able to fuck them in the customary way, so he has to just lay down and let them go to work on it. But the whole series is just him, and still entertaining. I don't know, but they're kind of like what results when a guy's like 16 years old and hasn't done it for a few days and has got morning wood and flies across the room.
Jesus. Oh, yeah. One of my fucking boyfriends told me he was jerking off and it like literally hit him like behind the wall, like the wall behind his head. It like flew past his face. Like,
especially if you kind of tease yourself, you like try to hold off a little bit, but you keep going, and then but then when you're like 40, that goes away. Like Robert Schimmel said, it's more like a runny nose.
That's funny. A runny nose.
All right, well, with that, I think we'll leave off.
We'll wipe our runny nose.
Yeah, it's the tissues. Clean up our mess now.
All right, man. Next time we'll have a bigger load.
Yes, we will. All right.
All right.
Have a good night.
You too.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.